But at the moment, more news to come on the other side. Prime Minister makes national security #1 issue as he campaigns in Gujarat, accuses Congress of going soft on terror. And Shraddha murder probe widens. Killer Aftab's polygraph test to continue today. We'll get you the latest on that. Stay with us in Republic TV.
Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही।
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Butler House encounter, Congress leaders had supported terrorists and even terrorism is a vote bank for the Congress.
आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए, देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा। आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे, रोने।
A major accident occurred when a part of a foot overbridge collapsed in Balasha railway station in Maharashtra's Chandrapur. Many passengers fell from the bridge on the track from a height of 60 feet. About 20 passengers were injured and were taken to hospital. Ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi is likely to address rallies in Kutch's Anjar, Jamnagar and Bhavnagar. The Forensic Science Laboratory in Rohini has said that the remaining sessions of the polygraph test on Aftab Amin Poonawala, accused of brutally killing his live-in partner Shraddha will be conducted today. Ahead of the Rajasthan Assembly elections, the state BJP chief Satish Punia has announced that the BJP will start the Jan Akrosh Yatra in the state from the 1st of December. Telangana's Labour Minister C.H. Malla Reddy has said that there will be no raids conducted by the Income Tax Department once Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao forms a central government after the 2024 general elections.
Welcome back. You're watching Live and Breaking. In fact, we're getting in an update in the Shraddha murder probe, where we're understanding that the Gujarat police arrested a drug peddler in from Surat in connection to the Shraddha case. Now, Faisal Momin was a drug peddler who stayed in Vasai West, the same locality as Aftab. The Gujarat police will be going through the call records as they have reason to suspect the duo had many mutual friends. Now, on the other hand, remember, today is an extremely important day because of the fact that the polygraph test will continue today. So those are the first visuals that we're getting for you right here on Republic TV, where he has, in fact, reached the FSL offices, what we're understanding. Now, Aftab's polygraph session to continue today. This is after the fact that the FSL team had also been grueling him for the latest on this particular incident. Now, remember, he had allegedly killed Shraddha, his live-in partner, in 35 pieces. For more information on this, we have Madhurima, who continues to track the story for us. Madhurima, good morning. Give us the latest on the fact that we're also getting these visuals of Aftab being taken for the polygraph test. What can we expect today?
Well, this is the third day of Aftab being taken for the polygraph test. Remember that he was first taken for the pre-interview. Then the first day of polygraph test took it around 8 hours, and the second day was around 3 hours that he was tested. But because of the recurrent fever that Aftab had, the entire polygraph test could not be completed. According to the top sources in the Delhi police, we've learned that Aftab will be, like today, he's reached the FSL. Tomorrow also he'll be brought for the polygraph test, because there were around 50 sets of questions that need to be asked from Aftab, as he was reluctant and continued to change his his version during the police custody, which is why the polygraph test and the narco test were requested by the police official. The day Aftab, on Saturday, the Aftab was sent to judicial custody for 13 days, and it is when, before that year only, the Delhi police officials had completed all the formalities, medical tests, and all the formalities to conduct a polygraph test before he was sent to judicial custody, so that they could send in an application. Now that they have sent in an application, today and tomorrow the polygraph test will be conducted, and it's highly likely that on December 5th, this particular narco test will be conducted. Polygraph test in detail is very important because Aftab has been changing his statements, and following the polygraph test, the set of questions for narco test will also be decided. Now, what is here to be seen is that a polygraph test will be important because that is going to set the basis for narco test, as a narco test could not be prolonged like a polygraph test. It was conducted for 8 hours and then 3 hours. However, the narco test has this limitation because you administer the subject with sodium pentanol, and according to the weight, and this is the entire procedure that needs to be followed so as to strengthen the entire case of the Delhi police, as they only have circumstantial evidence, and through these leads they are going to be bringing evidence in black and white. Stay tuned to Republic TV. We'll be right back after a very short break to keep you ahead of this story, as Delhi police tighten the news around Aftab through this polygraph test.
Here's a look at what else is making news this morning. In a scathing attack on the Congress ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that terrorism was at its peak during the Congress party's rule.
आतंकियों को पकड़ते थे, उन पर कार्रवाई करते थे, लेकिन साथियों, कोई भूल नहीं सकता कि कैसे तब दिल्ली में बैठी कांग्रेस सरकार आतंकियों को छुड़ाने में अपनी पूरी ताकत लगा देती थी.
Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही.
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Butler House encounter, Congress leaders had supported terrorists, and even terrorism is a vote bank for the Congress.
आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए. देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा. आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे.
Ahead of the Rajasthan Assembly elections, the state BJP chief Satish Punia has announced that the BJP will start the Jan Akrosh Yatra in the state from the 1st of December. Telangana's Labour Minister C.H. Malla Reddy has said that there will be no raids conducted by the Income Tax Department once Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao forms a central government after the 2024 general elections. A 50-year-old cyclist died after a luxury vehicle bearing a VIP number plate allegedly hit his sports bicycle in Mahipalpur. Prime Minister makes national security the #1 issue as he campaigns in Gujarat, accuses Congress of going soft on terror.
एक बात चलती है, एक बार अगर झूठ बोलेंगे लोग सुन लेंगे, 2 बार भी बोलेंगे तो भी सुन लेंगे। कितने बार झूठ बोलेंगे? झूठ पर झूठ, ये झूठों के सरदार है।
Prime Minister says, I know poverty, have lived it, but Congress politics on. Kharge calls the Prime Minister sympathy seeker. Alleged case of ragging in Dibrugarh University. The Assam Chief Minister takes stock, says hunt on to nab the accused. Wade TRS Minister stokes a fresh row, says no IT raids if KCR comes to power in 2024. Shraddha murder probe widens killer Aftab's polygraph test gets underway. The fight for Gujarat intensifies with only 2 days. The BJP deploys its top guns, Prime Minister Modi at the forefront. Good morning and welcome. You are watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Now, after the Prime Minister's comment on terror, the AIMIM chief Assaduddin Owaisi has made a comment on the UAPA in his speech. We're going to play that comment out for you. Do remember that the Prime Minister, who's on the campaign tour in Gujarat, had said that terror sympathizers, including the Congress party, need to stop doing this. Also going on to say that the Congress cashed in on vote bank politics at the time of the blasts that were reported in Gujarat. The AIMIM chief, Assaduddin Owaisi, of course, hitting out also on the Prime Minister's remarks. Let's listen into what he said.
यूएपीए का कानून अमित शाह जुलाई 2019 में लेकर आते हैं और ऐसा गंदा अमेंडमेंट लेकर आया कि दिल्ली में एनआईए का कोई भी इंस्पेक्टर किसी भी जगह पर बैठे शख्स को टेररिस्ट का ऐलान कर सकता है, उसे टेररिस्ट घोषित कर सकता है। कौन उस यूएपीए के अमेंडमेंट कानून के खिलाफ बोला? पूछो ये केजरीवाल से, क्या इसने यूएपीए कानून का साथ नहीं दिया? आज उसी यूएपीए के कानून में खालिद सैफी जेल में सड़ रहा है, कई नौजवान बच्चे और बच्चियां जेल में सड़ रही है। पूछो ये कांग्रेस पार्टी से, यही कांग्रेस पार्टी ने यूएपीए के अमेंडमेंट बिल का अमित शाह के लाए कानून का लोकसभा में सपोर्ट किया। किसने उस कानून की खिलाफवर्जी की? किसने उस कानून के खिलाफ वोट किया? तो नाम आएगा असदुद्दीन ओवैसी का और इम्तियाज जलील का।
आतंक की पराकाष्ठा थी, लेकिन हमारा गुजरात भी लंबे समय तक आतंक के निशाने पर रहा है। सूरत हो, अहमदाबाद हो, इन शहरों में सीरियल बम धमाकों में बहुत से गुजरात के मेरे भाई बहन मारे गए थे। कुछ महीने पहले अहमदाबाद कोर्ट ने इन गुनहगारों को गंभीर सजा दी है। गुजरात चाहता था कि आतंक का ये खेल खत्म होना चाहिए। भाजपा सरकार ने यहां गुजरात में आतंक के स्लीपर सेल पर बड़ी बारीकी से कार्रवाई की। यहां हम गुजरात में आतंकियों को पकड़ते थे, उन पर कार्रवाई करते थे, लेकिन साथियों, कोई भूल नहीं सकता कि कैसे तब दिल्ली में बैठी कांग्रेस सरकार आतंकियों को छुड़ाने में अपनी पूरी ताकत लगा देती थी। हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही। परिणाम यह हुआ कि आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए। देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा। आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे, रोने। कांग्रेस आतंकवाद को भी वोट बैंक की नजर से देखती है, तुष्टीकरण की दृष्टि से देखती है। और सिर्फ कांग्रेस ही नहीं है, अब तो ऐसी भांति भांति के दल पैदा हुए हैं। ये दल भी शॉर्टकट की राजनीति में यकीन करते हैं। उनको तो सत्ता की भूख भी जरा तेज है। वो वोट बैंक की राजनीति करने पर उतारू हैं, अपीजमेंट, तुष्टीकरण के पॉलिटिक्स में इंटरेस्टेड हैं। कुछ लोगों को बुरा न लग जाए, अपनी वोट बैंक को दिक्कत न हो जाए, इसलिए भयंकर से भयंकर आतंकी घटना के बावजूद भी ये तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति करने वाले सारे दल, उनके मुंह पे ताला लग जाता है, चुप्पी साध लेते हैं। इतना ही नहीं, जब कोर्ट के अंदर मामले चलते हैं तो पिछले दरवाजे से उन्हीं से मिले हुए लोग आतंकवादियों की पैरवी करने के लिए कोर्ट के दरवाजे तक पहुंच जाते हैं। भाइयों बहनों, ऐसे दलों से गुजरात को, देश को बहुत सतर्क रहने की जरूरत है।
Right now, on the phone line with us is Mr. Sirsa from the BJP. Mr. Sirsa, we have seen the AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi essentially raise the issue of UAPA, saying that false arrests have been made. How do you see that remark?
See, that's what Prime Minister told, that there are people for vote bank, they are doing appeasement. So this is appeasement politics. UAPA, UAPA एक आतंकवाद को रोकने के लिए है। ये किसी न धर्म के खिलाफ है, न किसी मजहब के, न किसी जात के, न किसी स्टेट के। अब अगर आतंकियों का भी साथ देना है, अब यूआपा किन पे लगी है? जो बड़े बड़े आतंकी हैं, जिन लोगों ने अटैक किए इंडिया के ऊपर, चाहे वो कश्मीर के माध्यम से हो, चाहे वो बॉम्बे में रहा हो, चाहे वो आतंकी सपोर्ट करते हो देश को तोड़ने की, तो ऐसे लोगों की जो सपोर्ट करते हैं, ओवैसी जो कहते हैं कि यूआपा गलत है, तो प्रधानमंत्री जी का ये बयान बड़ा स्पष्ट था और वो सच साबित कि जो लोग कोर्ट तक, ये तो कोर्ट तो छोड़िए, तो सामाजिक तौर पर टीवी पे उतर के उनकी पैरवाई कर रहे हैं, कोर्ट तो बहुत दूर है। तो ऐसे में हमें देश में राजनीति करने के लिए इस तरह की काम नहीं करने चाहिए जो तुष्टीकरण हो, जिसके कारण देश का नुकसान हो, हमारे भारत को तोड़ने वाले लोगों का साथ दें। ये बहुत गलत है। और ओवैसी ने जो स्टेटमेंट दिया, मैं स्ट्रांगली कंडेम करता हूँ, क्योंकि यूआपा चाहे कांग्रेस लेके आई, बीजेपी ने सपोर्ट किया, ये यूआपा तो देश को आतंकों से निजात दिलाने के लिए, और इसी के हक में अगर कोई देश का चुना हुआ मेंबर पार्लियामेंट बोलता है तो ये तो संविधान के खिलाफ भी है।
All right, Mr. Sirsa, thank you for joining us on Republic TV. So the BJP over there saying that Asaduddin Owaisi is also attempting to appease people who back terror. Do remember that Asaduddin Owaisi has raised a question of over UAPA, saying that UAPA has been used essentially to target people. Do remember that the Prime Minister spoke about how the Congress party, according to him, has appeased terrorists. The Prime Minister bringing out that message during his rally in Gujarat. The Prime Minister, of course, was on a campaigning trip when he accused the Congress of appeasement politics, saying that the Congress party continued to shield terrorists.
A 50-year-old man was killed after a BMW vehicle hit his bicycle on the Mahipalpur flyover in Delhi. A burst tire is being reported as the reason for the accident that took place in Delhi's Vasant Kunj area.
The victim was identified as Suvendu Chatterjee, who was driving or who was in fact cycling his way from Delhi-Gurugram expressway to his house in Gurugram, when suddenly this vehicle, which is being shown to you, hit the cyclist and led to the instant death. This incident has once again brought to fore about how delicate, how vulnerable the situation of pedestrians and cyclists on Delhi roads actually is.
Meanwhile, the vehicle's owner is further reported not to have been the one driving the car when the incident took place. The vehicle was also seized and the driver was arrested following the crash. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Now, in fact, we are getting an update on the Shraddha murder case. We are told that the Delhi police has been able to recover a finger ring of Shraddha. News just coming in seems to suggest that this particular finger ring has also been identified by Shraddha's father. Besides this, some more samples of blood stains have been found from the cardboard of Aftab's rented house in Chhatarpur. So what we're given to understand is that the police have been able to gather more circumstantial evidence in this case. There is a polygraph test that will also be conducted today on the main accused in this murder case, Aftab Poonawalla. The police, of course, have been trying hard to recover substantial evidence in this case. To remember that the Delhi police's case essentially rests on evidence so far because most of the case hinges on the self-confession of Aftab Poonawalla. The recoveries that have been made so far do not include the weapon that he says he used to essentially cut up parts of her body. They have also not been able to recover a large amount of dismembered body parts from the various areas that Aftab Poonawalla told the police he threw them in. So now we are given to understand that the Delhi police have been able to recover a finger ring in this case, and they believe that that could be important piece of evidence. Piyush Ori is reporting on this. He joins us live right now. Piyush, good morning. Piyush, we are of course expecting to see polygraph tests to be continued on Aftab Poonawalla, but the case of the Delhi police still essentially largely hinging on circumstantial evidence. Also tell us more about the new recovery in this case.
So good morning, Nupur, and yes, again a very important day today in the investigation of this Shraddha murder case, where the polygraph test of Aftab is going to be conducted. And what we've been told by our sources is that immediately after polygraph test, there may be a possibility that the narco test may also be conducted of Aftab. Now, you rightly said that the Delhi police is relying on circumstantial evidence to crack this case. This is a challenging case, but now what we've been told by our sources is that the Delhi police have been able to get some very substantial pieces of evidence that can help it to nail Aftab. And in these pieces of evidence which the Delhi police has been able to get, the first is the finger ring of Shraddha, which it has been able to recover. Now, what we have also been told by our sources is that the father who gifted this ring apparently to Shraddha has identified this ring. So this is a very vital piece of evidence which the Delhi police has been able to recover. Besides this, there have also been some blood stains that have been found on the cardboards in Aftab's residence. So this also, if matched, can help in nailing Aftab. In addition to these vital pieces of evidence, the Delhi police has also been able to recover the femur bone, the cartilage bone, and now in the forensic, which is trying to identify these bones and trying to match it with the DNA of father of Shraddha. We hope that if it gets smashed, then Aftab surely will be nailed for his crime. Back to the studio.
Absolutely. So essentially, a lot of it will also hinge on what the police are able to understand from that polygraph test. For the moment, Piyush, thank you for joining us. So Piyush, bringing us more details on the latest recovery that's been made. The police have managed to recover a finger ring that Shraddha's father has now identified as hers. And here's a look at more news in brief. A student of the Dibrugarh University in Dibrugarh in Assam is reported to have jumped off the second floor of his hospital in order to escape ragging by seniors at the hostel. He's currently in the ICU of the Aditya Hospital in Dibrugarh. An FIR has been lodged in this case. 3 people have been detained. A row over the alleged mosque-shaped bus stand in Mysuru comes as a win for the BJP as the city's corporation and the KRDA officials demolished 2 of these 3 dome-like structures on the bus stop. The NHAI had earlier notably issued a notice to city authorities to alter this structure. Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to address rallies in Kutch, Jamnagar, Bhavnagar and Rajkot ahead of the assembly elections in Gujarat. Following raids by the IT department on Telangana Labour Minister Malla Reddy, the minister was seen at a rally claiming that there would no longer be any IT raids if the TRS comes to power in 2024. The BJP have released another poster in connection with the Aam Aadmi Party, with the latest social media post hitting out at jail Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain, with the minister's jail videos being hinted at via the poster parody of a Hollywood film known as Prison Break. It's a series rather. 2 female cheetahs having been quarantined after they arrived in Namibia. Upon being quarantined were in the Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab has reportedly withdrawn the action against stubble burning in Gujarat, with the government reported to have directed all local administrations to withdraw an earlier order that was issued by the government. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, while campaigning for the party in Gujarat, hit out at the Prime Minister, claiming that the Prime Minister called himself poor in order to gain sympathy, further stating that he came from an untouchable caste and was someone people did not drink tea from.
मोदी जी और शाह 70 साल में कांग्रेस ने क्या किया? अरे भाई 70 साल में अगर हम कुछ नहीं करते तो आप लोकतंत्र नहीं पाते थे, और आपके जैसा आदमी जो आप हमेशा क्लेम करते हैं मैं गरीब हूं, मैं वो, हम भी गरीब है, हम तो गरीब से गरीब है, हम तो अछूतों में आते हैं, कम से कम तुम्हारी चाय तो कोई पीता है, मेरी चाय भी नहीं पीता कोई, और फिर बार आप बोलते हैं।
The BJP and the ruling party in Telangana took their battle to the High Court as the Telangana BJP President Bandi Sanjay approached the state's top court over an alleged denial of permission by the state's Chief Minister for a Pragya Sangram Yatra organized by the BJP. 4 officers of the US Army were promoted at a ceremony in the Himalayas. They were taking part in the Yudh Abhyas exercise in Himachal Pradesh. And news just coming in fact, a mob comprising anti-seaport protesters attacked a police station late last night. Do remember that there have been protests in Kerala over a seaport that is being built. Let's go across to Ashwin, who's reporting on this. Ashwin, give us more details in terms of what's happening there right now. Now, there have been violent protests in connection with the construction of the Adani port since the past few days.
Well, Nupur, in fact, I'm outside the Vizhinjam police station, and what has happened over here is extremely shocking, to say the least. What you see behind me is the visuals of the broken vehicles. These are the vehicles of the police, which has been completely damaged. You can see the kind of damage that has been incurred to this vehicle. This very police station has been attacked. And as per the FIR report that has been given, about 3,000 unidentified people have taken part in this particular attack, and that is what has made this incident so shocking. What has happened is that police had taken 4 of the people who were part of the stir into custody, and demanding that they all must step down. They all must be taken out of the police station. The large number of mob gathered. Now, this mob was clearly led and instigated by Latin Catholic Diocese, and they sent these messages across to the fishermen in Vizhinjam, and after 6 p.m. yesterday, the mob started gathering over here, and as you can see, these vehicles have been completely damaged. These are the 2 police vehicles which have been damaged. Apart from that, there are more vehicles which are also here. The police try to stop them, try to control it, but completely they were unable to do so. You can see another vehicle. Look at the damage that has been done to the police vehicle. All this has been done, and a protest which has been led by the Latin Catholic Church in Kerala. There has been a stir which has been going on for 130 days, and in this 130 days, even though the Kerala High Court had clearly stated that their protest site must evacuate the protest site, even heeding to the High Court order, the strike continued. In fact, there is no quarters of the public domain which has given any kind of support to this stir that has happened. You can see the kind of damage. There is this another vehicle. This particular blue van was completely turtled yesterday. The protesters turtled it out, and today it was brought back. About 1,500 policemen are right now deployed over here by the state police, and also today at 12 o'clock there is a all-party discussion to ensure that the peace prevails. But at the moment, what we are seeing is the blatant misuse of faith that has been done by the Latin Catholic Diocese, instigating fishermen. Many people in the public domain are stating this has got very uncanny similarities to what has happened in the anti-sterilite protest also. The same kind of actions we are seeing. We are seeing we have also accessed some of the audio tapes where we can hear the priest of the Latin Catholic asking the followers to come in large numbers and gather around and support the protest, and even stating that let the bell in all these churches ring. So that is a message that everybody should come and gather along. Now, several cases have been registered. In one FIR, the Archbishop of the Latin Catholic Diocese has also been put as the first accused in the case. But
right.
what has happened over here last night, it's unspeakable. It's something that has not happened. Yeah.
Ashwin, if you can hear me, Ashwin, what is the main cause for these protests, and how is the state government looking to address that aspect of it?
Well, there was a proposal to make a port in Vizhinjam. Now, this has been going on for a very long time. And in the beginning, the Latin Catholic, the then leadership, had given all support for the building of this port. Remember, Vizhinjam it can be a possibility to be a mother port because it has got a natural depth to it, and it can be a big strategic port in terms of our strength in the Indo Indo-Pacific region as well. So this port is considered to be one of the pivot for development of the country, especially when we have a natural port where there is no need of hardly any need of dredging. There is enough depth for large ships to come. So this could be a big business center. This can change the face of Kerala, and not just Kerala, also India's strategic interests. Now that is what the protesters are stating that they must stop. Yesterday, the Adani port, the Adani who has been given the contract of building this port, had brought in some materials for continuing the construction of this port, and that is when it was stopped by the fishermen, which the protest which has been led by the Latin Catholic Church, and they stopped this, and further to which there was a pro-port protesters also. There was a stage there. All that was completely destroyed. Remember, Nupur, during the entire protest, we have in fact come over here 2-3 times. And in fact, last time when we came, we were, we were manhandled. Our phone was snatched. They even harassed us. And the media over here had collectively decided not to air any of their views. It was a collective decision that was taken by the media, because all the media houses were hounded by the protesters, which was led by the Latin Catholic Church. But now this kind of violence that has come forward yesterday evening certainly needs to be pointed out, because this kind of violence is definitely not just decreasing the morale of the police forces. Nupur, 8 policemen are grievously injured. 2 policemen have fractured their leg, and all of them are being treated. One media person, or a local media person, has also been hospitalized with grave injuries, and all this for a protest against a port.
All right. So Ashwin, of course, is bringing us the latest in terms of the violent protest that took place yesterday. The police, of course, trying to handle it at best, but the protesters then turned on the police. Ashwin, bringing us those details. Thank you for the moment. You are watching Republic TV. We step into a very short break. On the other side, we bring you more, including the probe is widening in the Shraddha murder case. The accused Aftab's polygraph test has now gotten underway. And the fight for Gujarat is intensifying. With only 2 days to go, the BJP is deploying its top guns. The Prime Minister is at the forefront.
झाके रे झाके झरोखे से झाके हैरत से आंखें अपनी सी दुनिया नई रंगी लागे ख्यालों की खिड़की से मन कूदे भागे झाके रे झाके झरोखे से झाके दंग है छोटे बड़े सारे झाके रे झाके हर कोई ताके तरक्की को टुक टुक हर कोई ताके झाके रे झाके
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
A major accident occurred when a part of a foot overbridge collapsed in Balasha railway station in Maharashtra's Chandrapur. Many passengers fell from the bridge on the track from a height of 60 feet. About 20 passengers were injured and were taken to hospital. Ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi is likely to address rallies in Kutch's Anjar, Jamnagar and Bhavnagar. The Forensic Science Laboratory in Rohini has said that the remaining sessions of the Polygraph. The Prime Minister makes national security the #1 issue as he campaigns in Gujarat, accuses the Congress of going soft on terror.
एक बात चलती है, एक बार अगर झूठ बोलेंगे लोग सुन लेंगे, 2 बार भी बोलेंगे तो भी सुन लेंगे। कितने बार झूठ बोलेंगे? झूठ पर झूठ, ये झूठों के सरदार है।
The Prime Minister says, I know poverty. The Congress calls the Prime Minister sympathy seeker. Alleged case of ragging in Dibrugarh University. Assam's Chief Minister takes stock, says the hunt is on to nab the accused. Raided TRS Minister stokes a fresh row, says no IT raids if KCR comes to power in 2024. The Shraddha murder case probe widens. The main accused Aftab's polygraph test is being conducted today. And the fight for Gujarat intensifies. With only 2 days to go, the BJP deploys its top guns. The Prime Minister is on the forefront. Good morning and thank you very much for staying with us on Republic TV. This is Live and Breaking. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri, and straight off to the news that we are getting from Dibrugarh. In the ragging incident that's been reported from there, 3 people have been detained by the police. Now, Anand Sharma, a student of the Dibrugarh University who was staying at the PNGB hostel, became a victim of alleged ragging by seniors at the hostel. Now, the incident came to light last night, where the student jumped from a 2-storied hostel building to try and escape ragging. He's been critically injured and has been admitted to the ICU of the Aditya Hospital. Authorities have said that they are looking into the matter and are going to be taking strict action against the culprits. Now, in a tweet that came in late last night, the Assam Chief Minister has promised action. Let's go across to Anil, who has more details on this. Anil, good morning. Anil, we are now being told that at least 3 people have been detained in this particular case, but give us more details into what really happened. All right, I don't think we've got him yet. We're going to go across to him in just a bit, but let's listen in to what the family of the student has alleged.
मेरे बेटा जब से आया हुआ है ना, उसको तब से टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं, तो मैं लोग कंप्लेन भी दे दिया, उसका कोई सुनाई नहीं हुआ। वार्डन को बोला तो वार्डन हम लोग को ऊपर वाला का नंबर दिया, बोला ऊपर वाला से बात कीजिए। आज हम लोग 1 महीना पहले ऊपर वाला से भी बात किया, वो लोग बोला हम लोग डिसीजन ले रहे हैं। अभी क्या डिसीजन? हमारा लड़का तो अभी आईसीयू में भर्ती है, अब क्या डिसीजन होगा भैया? हमारा लड़का है ना एंट्रेंस एग्जाम देके थर्ड पोजीशन में आया है, और मेरा कैपेसिटी नहीं है जब मैं बाहर पढ़ा सकती हूँ।
We have with her, the sister of Anand Sharma. आप क्या कहेंगे जो घटना घटी है डिब्रूगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी में?
बहुत लज्जित घटना घटा है। इतना कंप्लेन 2 बार कंप्लेन देने के बावजूद भी ऐसा हुआ है। जब अथॉरिटी बोला कि तुम लोग कंप्लेन करो, तुम लोग का उंगली भी बाका नहीं कर सकेगा। अब आईसीयू में है, उन लोग क्या बोलेगा? इतना कुछ होने के बाद में कोई एक्शन नहीं लिया, अब उन लोग क्या कर रहे हैं बैठे बैठे?
आप क्या चाहेंगे? अभी क्या गुजारिश करेंगे? असम के मुख्यमंत्री ने भी ट्वीट किया है
सबको सजा मिले, सिर्फ उन लोगों को रेस्ट्रिकेट नहीं, सबको अच्छा सजा मिले। और सब जो हम इतना टाइम से ये चीज बहुत टाइम से चल रहा है वहाँ पे, हम लोग को पता था कि यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा है, तब हम लोग यहाँ पे भेजा। अगर पहले दिन ही बता देता कि तुम लोग अपना बच्चा को यहाँ मत भेजो, तो हम लोग किसी को यहाँ पे नहीं भेजता। आज कितना बच्चा लोग वहाँ से छोड़ के चला गया, फिर भी कोई एक्शन नहीं ले रहा है।
आपको क्या जानकारी है? और भी बच्चे थे आनंद के साथ उस समय जो घटना?
और 3 बच्चा है, हम नाम बता रहे हैं उनका, उन तीनों को भी मारे। वो बच्चा लोग का पता नहीं कहाँ है, कुछ भी नहीं पता।
फिर आप जो बोल रहे हैं जो घटना घटी, किस तरह से आनंद को जंप करना पड़ा, जो दूसरे तले से उन्होंने जंप किया?
उसको सारे रात हॉस्टल क्लास करके रूम में जब जा रहा था हॉस्टल में, उसको हॉस्टल में घुसने नहीं दिया, उसको अपना रूम में ले गया। वो लोग ले जाके उसको खूब थप्पड़ मारा है, पूरा रात थप्पड़ मारा। वो बेहोश हो गया, बेहोश होकर 1-1.5 घंटा तक वो बेहोश ही था। फिर उसको चेता हुआ तो फिर उसको मारा है। फिर सुबह वो वार्डन को जब देखा ना, वार्डन को आवाज देने ले रहा था तो उसका गला गर्दन पकड़ लिया, इसको बोला मराई देता है। बोले वो अपना जान बचाने के लिए 3rd फ्लोर से जाप मार दिया।
All right, so the family, of course, alleging that there has been abuse by fellow inmates at the hostel for quite some time now. Also saying that there were other students who were racked by these students. 3 people, of course, have been detained by the police so far. Now, the Chief Minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma, has promised action, saying that there will be an inquiry. Not just that, action will be taken against the hostel authorities as well in terms of why this incident actually took place. Now, just to give you a sense of how the student is now faring, he's believed to be in ICU, and according to the mother and the sister of the student, he actually had to jump off the 2nd floor building of the hospital to save his life. He was thrashed repeatedly by 3 students at the hostel, and thereafter he wanted to essentially save himself, and that is why he was forced to jump. That's at least what the family alleges. We are given to understand that this is not the first time that this incidents of such sort have been reported from this hostel in Dibrugarh. The family of the victim alleges that there were 3 other students who were being ragged.
It's very bad to hear that, but I think like students should be punished and in fact banned from the university to engage themselves in such a vicious cycle. So these were the same students who once over the years, couple of years back, stand out for the student in against ragging. So now seeing the same students, same hostel engaging themselves in such a vicious activity, it's not good. It's not good. So sir, they are not only playing with one's mental health, they are also playing with the emotional, their family health, thus discouraging them, thus withdrawing themselves to have no other recourse but self-destruction. So sir, I think there's no way to condone it. The only way to stop this scourge is they have to be chastened. They have to be punished. Administration has to take severe steps in regards to this, otherwise no student is safe. No student is safe. As a girl, I'll be more unsafe to walk around. So sir, that is my take on this. Students have to be punished. There's no other option. To stop this scourge, we have to.
We have more students with us. How do you see? Because the incident is not the first incident that took place in the university campus, and now the university authority is telling that they are going to take stricter action against such incident. So how do you see this?
जो भी विक्टिम है आनंद शर्मा, वो जिस तरह वो पूरी घटना का वर्णना किया है, तो उसमें जो भी कंप्लेन किया है उसने पहले भी कंप्लेन किया हुआ है, तो उसका कोई ड्यू एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन भी हो, कोई भी स्टैंड नहीं लिया, तो इसलिए आज आनंद शर्मा जैसे स्टूडेंट को ऐसे मतलब ऐसे स्टेप लेना पड़ा। तो हम पूरी घटना को निंदा करते हैं, और ये सिर्फ एक हॉस्टल का बात नहीं है, ये एक स्टूडेंट की लाइफ का बात है, लाइफ का सवाल है। तो इसमें हम पूरी घटना का जांच चाहिए, और जो भी एक्यूज्ड है वो एक्यूज्ड का पूरी शास्ति होना चाहिए।
A 50-year-old man was killed after a BMW vehicle hit his bicycle on the Mahipalpur flyover in Delhi. A burst tire is being reported as the reason for the accident that took place in Delhi's Vasant Kunj area.
The victim was identified as Shraddha Chatterjee, who was driving, or who was in fact cycling his way from Delhi-Gurugram expressway to his house in Gurugram, when suddenly this vehicle, which is being shown to you, hit the cyclist and led to the instant death. This incident has once again brought to fore about how delicate, how vulnerable the situation of pedestrians and cyclists on Delhi roads actually is.
Meanwhile, the vehicle's owner is further reported not to have been the one driving the car when the incident took place. The vehicle was also seized and the driver was arrested following the crash. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
News just coming in. We're now learning that the Chief Minister of Karnataka, Baswaraj Bommai, is chairing a high-profile meeting of top leaders to discuss the Maharashtra-Karnataka border row. Do remember that the legal battle, of course, is on between the two states. But we are given to understand that the Chief Minister is holding an emergency meeting to take stock of the situation. Earlier, of course, we were told that the state of Karnataka is preparing itself for the Supreme Court hearing that takes place on the 30th of November.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಸಭೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ದಿಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಡ್ಡಾ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಅವರು ಸಮಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ. ನಡ್ಡಾ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗಡಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲಾಯರ್ ಮುಕುಲ್ ರೋಟ್ಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸಭೆ ಇದೆ. ಪಿಯೂಷ್ ಗೋಯಲ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ.
All right, so the Chief Minister of Karnataka over there holding a meeting with his senior advisors to finally decide in terms of how this legal battle will be fought. To remember that the Supreme Court will be hearing a case that comes up on the 30th of November, that's day after tomorrow. Let's listen in once again to what the Chief Minister said.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಸಭೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ದಿಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ನಡ್ಡಾ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಅವರು ಸಮಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ. ನಡ್ಡಾ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಗಡಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಲಾಯರ್ ಮುಕುಲ್ ರೋಟ್ಗಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸಭೆ ಇದೆ. ಪಿಯೂಷ್ ಗೋಯಲ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಭೇಟಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ.
Well, Prajwal is reporting on this. Prajwal, give us more details about this particular meeting that took place, and also tell us more about the visit of the Chief Minister to Delhi. We are learning that he will be going to Delhi to discuss this particular case ahead of the Supreme Court hearing.
Nupur, it is now being learnt that Karnataka is ready for the legal course of battle with the state of Maharashtra in regards to the border dispute, and this particular meet was chaired by the Chief Minister last evening, and it went late into night along with all his legal counsel as well as the majority of the cabinet ministers who were present. So mainly this particular dispute has been there for several decades, but in 2004 this particular dispute came to the forefront, and therefore it was challenged by the government of Maharashtra, and they approached the Supreme Court. And after they did approach the Supreme Court till 2017, there was no sort of order passed in this dispute, and it stayed on. Again in 2017, when the government of Maharashtra approached the Supreme Court, the then Chief Justice of India had gone on to state whether this particular case should even be taken, whether it should even be referred to or not, and they had gone on to maintain the accountability. The accountability over here states that this particular case has not been taken into consideration as of yet, and both the states, that is Karnataka as well as Maharashtra, should sit out and sort it amongst themselves. Now it is being learned that again once the Maharashtra government had questioned this in mid 2017 after the Chief Justice of India, the then Chief Justice of India, had spoken about it, it was stated that this case will be eventually taken up. So on the 30th of November, this particular case between Karnataka and Maharashtra will come up for hearing, where Maharashtra has gone on to claim that Nippani, which is a prime which is a prime point of connection between Maharashtra and Karnataka, which is in Belagavi district, belongs to Maharashtra. But on the other hand, the Karnataka's legal counsel is going on and arguing the fact that only on the basis of linguistic terms, if Maharashtra goes on to claim Nippani, then they can go on to claim Don, Jat as well as several other districts where they belong to Maharashtra, but also the people staying there speak Kannada, right. And only on the basis of linguistic terms it should not be claimed. And secondly, now it is also being learnt that Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai will be heading to New Delhi this evening, and later tomorrow early in the morning he will be meeting Mukul Rohatgi, senior advocate who is representing Karnataka in the Supreme Court, and they will be discussing the legal options and the way forward as well.
All right, Prajwal reporting on that from Bengaluru, bringing us the latest. Thank you for joining us. You are watching Republic TV. Time for a short break, but don't go anywhere. Lots more coming up, including An alleged case of ragging is reported from Dibrugarh University. The Assam Chief Minister promises action. And the raided TRS minister stokes a fresh controversy. He says no IT raids if KCR comes to power at the centre in 2024. Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही।
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Butler House encounter, Congress leaders had supported terrorists and even terrorism is a vote bank for the Congress.
आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए, देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा। आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे, रोने।
A major accident occurred when a part of a foot overbridge collapsed in Balasha railway station in Maharashtra's Chandrapur. Many passengers fell from the bridge on the track from a height of 60 feet. About 20 passengers were injured and were taken to hospital. Ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi is likely to address rallies in Kutch's Anjar, Jamnagar and Bhavnagar. The Forensic Science Laboratory in Rohini has said that the remaining sessions of the polygraph test on Aftab Amin Poonawala, accused of brutally killing his live-in partner Shraddha will be conducted today. Here's a look at what else is making news this morning. In a scathing attack on the Congress ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that terrorism was at its peak during the Congress party's rule.
आतंकियों को पकड़ते थे, उन पर कार्रवाई करते थे, लेकिन साथियों, कोई भूल नहीं सकता कि कैसे तब दिल्ली में बैठी कांग्रेस सरकार
Now, stoking a fresh row, the PDP chief and former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has now said that Kashmir is an idea and that you cannot jail an idea. She goes on to say that you can kill a person but not an idea, and also saying that till the time the Kashmir issue isn't resolved, it won't really sort things out. Let's listen into that comment that has come in from the former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti.
जेल में नहीं डाल सकते हो, आप इंसान को जेल में डाल सकते हो। जब तक आप इस ख्याल का इलाज नहीं करोगे, जब तक आप मसला कश्मीर हल नहीं करोगे, तब तक आप कितनी भी फौजी यहाँ भेजो, उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला।
सत्ता से बाहर रहने के बाद इस प्रकार की फ्रस्ट्रेशन महबूबा मुफ्ती में आ गई है। दो पीढ़ियां कश्मीर में राज भोगने के बाद आज इस प्रकार की बातें कर रही हैं, जो कि लोग भी समझते हैं कि यह गुमराह किया गया है। पत्थरबाजी और आतंकवाद इन्हीं लोगों की देन थी।
All right, so the BJP, of course, coming out to criticize that statement that's come in from Mehbooba Mufti. Mehbooba Mufti is talking a fresh row, saying that Kashmir is an idea, and if if the basic issue is not resolved, sending forces to the valley will not solve things. However, the BJP says that the Muftis have ruled Kashmir for two decades, 2 generations rather, that's what he said. And essentially this is frustration that is coming in from Mehbooba Mufti, who was the former chief minister. Let's listen in once again to what the PDP chief said at a public meeting.
ये ख्याल है, ख्याल को आप जेल में नहीं डाल सकते हो, आप इंसान को जेल में डाल सकते हो। जब तक आप इस ख्याल का इलाज नहीं करोगे, जब तक आप मसले कश्मीर हल नहीं करोगे, तब तक आप कितनी भी फौजी यहाँ भेजो, उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला।
Widespread power outage was witnessed after a plane crashed into a power lines of Montgomery County in the United States. The plane crash resulted in an electricity cutoff in USA's Montgomery County. Over 90,000 homes and businesses throughout the city faced the outage. Visuals on your screen shows widespread power outage across the city. As per the police, the reason of the plane crash is yet to be known. However, the police suspect that the reason of plane crash could be due to the rainy weather. Police also suspect that the plane may have hit lines as high as 10 stories up. The investigation of the plane crash is underway. Meanwhile, no casualties have been reported in the incident. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Republic TV, and still to come, the fight for Gujarat intensifies with only 2 days to go. The BJP deploys its top guns, led by the Prime Minister. Here's a look at what else is making news this morning. In a scathing attack on the Congress ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that terrorism was at its peak during the Congress party's rule.
आतंकियों को पकड़ते थे, उन पर कार्रवाई करते थे, लेकिन साथियों, कोई भूल नहीं सकता कि कैसे तब दिल्ली में बैठी कांग्रेस सरकार आतंकियों को छुड़ाने में अपनी पूरी ताकत लगा देती थी.
Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही.
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Butler House encounter, Congress leaders had supported terrorists and even terrorism is a vote bank for the Congress.
आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए. देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा. आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे, रोने.
A major accident occurred when a part of a foot overbridge collapsed in Balasha railway station in Maharashtra's Chandrapur. Many passengers fell from the bridge on the track from a height of 60 feet. About 20 passengers were injured and were taken to hospital. Now, sources are telling Republic TV that the TRS Minister Malla Reddy will not be appearing before IT officials. Instead, on his behalf, his auditor will be appearing before IT officials for questioning. Family members of the TRS leader Malla Reddy will also appear before the IT officials since they've been summoned by the IT department. This is a case that's been lodged against him in a disproportionate assets inquiry that is currently on. Do remember that earlier Malla Reddy had made a statement on income tax rates, saying that once KCR becomes if KCR rather becomes the Prime Minister in 2024, there will be no such raids that will be conducted. Malla Reddy, of course, is facing a disproportionate assets case against him that's been filed by the IT department. We are also now learning that he will not be appearing before the IT sleuths. He's being asked to come to the IT office to join the probe, but in his stead, his auditors will be answering questions that have been raised by IT officials. Also, his family members who've been summoned by the IT department will also make an appearance. Aneri is reporting on this. She joins us live from Hyderabad right now. Aneri, give us more details in terms of what you're hearing about Malla Reddy not making himself present before the IT probe panel. All right, we seem to have lost that audio connection with Aneri, so the TRS minister is likely to skip those summons that have been issued by the income tax department to him. Instead, his auditor will be appearing before the IT department. We're also learning that his family members, who have also been summoned by the IT department officials, will be making their way to the income tax department's office. Malla Reddy, of course, is facing a disproportionate assets case. You are watching Republic TV. On the other side, the Shraddha murder case probe has widened. The main accused Aftab's polygraph test is underway. And the fight for Gujarat intensifies. With only 2 days to go, the BJP deploys its top guns. A major accident occurred when a part of a foot overbridge collapsed in Balasha railway station in Maharashtra's Chandrapur. Many passengers fell from the bridge on the track from a height of 60 feet. About 20 passengers were injured and were taken to hospital. Ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi is likely to address rallies in Kutch's Anjar, Jamnagar and Bhavnagar. The Forensic Science Laboratory in Rohini has said that the remaining sessions of the polygraph test on Aftab Amin Poonawala, accused of brutally killing his live-in partner Shraddha will be conducted today. Ahead of the Rajasthan Assembly elections, the state BJP chief Satish Punia has announced that the BJP will start the Jan Akrosh Yatra in the state from the 1st of December. Telangana's Labour Minister C.H. Malla Reddy has said that there will be no raids conducted by the Income Tax Department once Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao forms a central government after the 2024 general elections. A 50-year-old cyclist died after a luxury vehicle bearing a VIP number plate allegedly hit his sports bicycle in Mahipalpur in southwest Delhi. The driver of the luxury car has been arrested by the police. India's biennial air show, Aero India 2023, will be held in Bengaluru between the 13th and 17th of February. This show will be held at the Air Force Station in Yelahanka. Here's a look at what else is making news this morning. In a
Top headlines this morning. Prime Minister makes national security #1 issue as he campaigns in Gujarat, accuses Congress of going soft on terror.
बात चलती है, एक बार अगर झूठ बोलेंगे लोग सुन लेंगे, 2 बार भी बोलेंगे तो भी सुन लेंगे, कितने बार झूठ बोलेंगे झूठ पर झूठ, ये झूठों के सरदार है।
Prime Minister says, I know poverty, I have lived it, but Congress politics on. Kharge calls Prime Minister sympathy seeker. Alleged case of ragging in Dibrugarh University, Assam Chief Minister takes stock, says hunt on to nab the accused. Raided TRS Minister stokes fresh row, says no IT raids if KCR comes to power in 2024. Shraddha murder probe widens, killer Aftab's polygraph test gets underway. The fight for Gujarat intensifies with only 2 days to go. BJP deploys top guns, Prime Minister at the forefront. Thanks for tuning in this Monday morning. We are live and breaking. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's start with breaking news from poll-bound state Gujarat. Now, news coming in from Gujarat, where FIR has been registered against Daryapur Congress candidate Gyasuddin Sheikh for allegedly distributing pamphlets with wrong timings for voting. So FIR that's been registered against the Congress candidate who will be contesting from Daryapur. We are given to understand that the Election Commission observer has taken cognizance of this, and now police has registered an FIR under several sections and has also found him to be violating the moral code of conduct. So the Congress candidate against whom an FIR has been registered for violating the moral code of conduct. The FIR, in the FIR that's been registered, it mentions wrong timing was given on the pamphlets that were being distributed by the Congress workers to get lesser voting done in Daryapur constituency of Ahmedabad. So Priyanka getting us those breaking updates from Gujarat, where an FIR that has been registered against the Daryapur Congress candidate for distributing pamphlets with wrong timings given for voting, which is in violation of the MCC. So the FIR that has been filed after the Election Commission took cognizance of the incident. All right, we'll try and get a few reactions as well, but what we are given to understand is that FIR has been registered after wrong timings were given on the pamphlets that were being distributed by the Daryapur Congress candidate Gyasuddin Sheikh, who distributed these pamphlets with wrong timings for voting, and this in a bid to get lesser voting done in Daryapur constituency of Ahmedabad. So the question arising as to whether Congress is fearing losing the seat from this particular constituency. We have Priyanka getting us those breaking updates. Priyanka, the question here being that why would the Congress leader distribute these pamphlets with wrong timings?
Well, Samiksha, this is an FIR that has in fact been registered against the Congress candidate Gyasuddin Sheikh, and this is the Election Commission that has taken cognizance of several pamphlets that his followers and ground level cadres in fact had been distributing at a mass level there in Daryapur constituency itself, and they had been showing the pamphlet timings for voting to be from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. as well, and apart from that there were several other wrong timings for voting that had been put forth. The dates had also been put out wrong as well. So there were several misinformation campaign that the Election Commission has in fact taken cognizance of. They have reason to believe that these pamphlets were being distributed with the reason to actually misguide the voters, and so that the vote percentage and the number of voters who come out and actually carry out the voting are lesser, so that it will help that they have reason to believe that they think that the lesser vote percentage will actually help the candidate of Congress, that is Gyasuddin Sheikh. And that is why the Election Commission has now, the Observer has in fact filed this FIR as a complainant, taking cognizance of this entire incident, and has registered the FIR under the sections of 127A and 188 as well. Apart from that, we're being told that the investigation will also be carried out as far as why these pamphlets were being distributed, and he will also be called to answer because this is also a clear violation of the Model Code of Conduct as well, and that is why the police will also look into this, and Election Commission obviously is also looking into this matter as to who really printed out these pamphlets, and whether or not there was a reason for Gyasuddin Sheikh and his cadre to distribute and misinform the voters of the timing and of the date, so that the vote percentage can be reduced, which they think will help Gyasuddin Sheikh as well.
Yes, and Priyanka, also briefly, if you can put this into context for us about the key faces who will be contesting from the Daryapur constituency.
Well, Gyasuddin Sheikh is a very known name, Samiksha, there in the Daryapur constituency, and he is somebody who garners the votes for the Congress party. He has been an MLA for quite some time, and he is, he expects to win uncontested as well. Daryapur, of course, mainly is the constituency where we see that there is a lot of followers of the Congress as well. So that is why the Election Commission, in fact, is taking cognizance of this, and they think that Gyasuddin Sheikh and his cadre, in fact, had been thinking that they will not be able to get as many votes, which is why they want only their followers and only their cadres to come out and vote, and also are trying to misinform the rest of the people as well, the rest of the constituency as well, for not coming out and voting, so that they think that the vote percentage will be reduced, and that will end up helping the Congress candidate, that is Gyasuddin Sheikh. And he has also been called to give a clarification and give a statement as far as why these pamphlets were being distributed, and whether or not he knew of these pamphlets that were being distributed by his followers himself. And that is why the Election Commission has now taken cognizance of it, and an FIR has been lodged.
All right, Priyanka, they're getting us that news break from Gujarat, where the Congress leader has landed himself in trouble after those pamphlets with wrong vote timings were being distributed. An FIR, of course, it has been registered, but clearly a lot of explanation that the Congress will have to give as to why these pamphlets were being distributed with wrong timings.
50-year-old man was killed after a BMW vehicle hit his bicycle on the Mahipalpur flyover in Delhi. A burst tire is being reported as the reason for the accident that took place in Delhi's Vasant Kunj area.
The victim was identified as Shraddha Chatterjee, who was driving, or who was in fact cycling his way from Delhi-Gurugram expressway to his house in Gurugram, when suddenly this vehicle, which is being shown to you, hit the cyclist and led to the instant death. This incident has once again brought to fore about how delicate, how vulnerable the situation of pedestrians and cyclists on Delhi roads actually is.
Meanwhile, the vehicle's owner is further reported not to have been the one driving the car when the incident took place. The vehicle was also seized and the driver was arrested following the crash. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And a big update coming in on the Shraddha murder probe, where we understand Aftab's polygraph test has started. In fact, the Delhi police, in more leads that are coming in, the Delhi police has also recovered a finger ring of Shraddha. This has been identified by Shraddha's father, but as we speak, Aftab's polygraph test is underway at the FSL. We'll go across to Madhurima as well, who's reporting live from outside the FSL, but the lead coming in this hour is that bloodstains that have been found at Aftab's residence. Not just this, a finger ring of Shraddha has also been found, the ring that has been identified by Shraddha's father. In fact, we also are given to understand that the Gujarat police has arrested a drug peddler from Surat in connection with Shraddha's case. So, Gujarat link that seems to have emerged in the Shraddha murder probe. Faisal Momin, whose name has the drug peddler who's been arrested, was staying in Vasai West, the same locality as Aftab. The Gujarat police, we understand, will be going through the call records as they have a reason to suspect that the duo had many mutual friends. So a lot of leads coming in at this hour. One, of course, the key ring that has been identified by Shraddha's father. Two, of course, a drug peddler who's been arrested from Gujarat. There's a Gujarat link that seems to have emerged in the Shraddha murder case. We'll go across to Madhurima, who's reporting live from outside the FSL, and also Piyush Ori, who's getting us those leads. Several leads emerging at this point, but remember, the investigation is still on. The polygraph test, which continues for the 4th consecutive day, if we're not wrong. Madhurima getting us those breaking updates as polygraph test is underway of killer Aftab. So, tracking all the updates closely, the Gujarat link that has now emerged in the Shraddha murder case as a drug peddler who's been identified as Faisal Momin has been arrested by the Gujarat police. We understand that the police will now be going through the call records of the drug peddler who's been identified and arrested. The police has a reason to suspect that the duo had many mutual friends. We also are given to understand that Faisal Momin, the drug peddler, was staying in Vasai West, which is the same locality as killer Aftab. So another lead that has just come in of the ring of Shraddha that has also been found by the police, and this ring that's been identified by Shraddha's father himself. So a lot of leads coming in at this point, and what we're given to understand that several samples of bloodstains have also been found from that cupboard where killer Aftab and Shraddha were staying in Delhi's Chhatarpur. Madhurima getting us those updates from FSL. Madhurima, what is the latest you're picking up at the FSL? We understand that the polygraph test is, of course, underway of Aftab.
Well, yes, absolutely. The polygraph test is underway, and this is the day 3 of polygraph testing. The day before that was the pre-interview to polygraph, and during this polygraph test, there are a set of 50 questions that will be posed in front of Aftab, and because of the elongated list, it is why, which is why this 3rd day of questioning of polygraph test is underway. Let me also tell our viewers that this particular questioning will also continue tomorrow as well, because what we've learned from the sources at the FSL that Aftab is very calm and composed, and he's not letting out much. Remember that through polygraph, the doctors see the heartbeat is mapped, and which is and through which it is determined whether if a person is telling the truth or not. Why, Samiksha, the polygraph test is important? Because through the polygraph test, the police officials will juice out all the questions that will be asked to Aftab during the narco test, because narco test is conducted for a very limited period of time, Samiksha. It can happen only for 1.5 hours at the maximum, because it's a medically supervised process. However, on the first day the polygraph test went for 8 hours, the second day for 3 hours. We'll have to wait and watch as to what really happens today, because Aftab will be grilled again. The FSL experts, Samiksha, have time and again apprised us that Aftab has been very calm and composed. He has been giving answers in just one line. He's keeping his answers short and crisp. He's not beating around the bush, and also he's preferably speaking in English even when the questions are asked in Hindi. So all these this is the modus operandi of Aftab. Even at the polygraph test, he's being quite clever there as well, because he knows that if his heartbeat goes up or down, that would really be end of it. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what really happens by the end of the day, what really comes out, and we'll be speaking to the FSL sources as well and bringing the news for our viewers. Back to you.
All right, Madhurima getting us those leads on Shraddha murder case. Latest update, of course, coming in that Aftab's polygraph test, which is underway, which started at 11 a.m. sharp. For now, moving on to more stories making headlines. Details of the ragging carried out on Anand Sharma in the Dibrugarh University have now surfaced, with raggers allegedly having gone to the point of attempting Anand's murder under state of intoxication, leading to Anand jumping from the second floor of his hostel to save his life. At least 10 students Anand is reported to have mentioned in his complaints to the warden about the ragging are alleged to have tortured him mentally and physically over his caste and community, after the latter having threatened Anand against filing a police complaint as well. At least 3 other students are reported to have been 3 students have been arrested in connection with the ragging case. The Delhi police reported to have recovered Shraddha's finger ring, with the item further identified by Shraddha's father. The police are also reported to have taken blood samples tests, stains that were found on cupboard kept in Aftab's rented house in Chhatarpur. Aftab's polygraph is now underway, with the culprit in the Shraddha murder case reported to have admitted to having planned the murder beforehand. AIMIM chief at a rally in Gujarat hit out at the UAPA, but sources in connection with the Shraddha murder probe stated that Aftab is reportedly attempting to avert the polygraph test by not sleeping and not eating food so as to not be in a fit state to have the polygraph test carried out on him. AIMIM chief at a rally in Gujarat hit out at over the UAPA, stating that the act is also supported by the AAP, which was the reason that people like Khalid Saifi were in jail. Khalid Saifi was arrested following the riots in Delhi in 2020.
पर बैठे शख्स को टेररिस्ट का ऐलान कर सकता है, उसे टेररिस्ट घोषित कर सकता है? कौन उस यूएपीए अमेंडमेंट कानून के खिलाफ बोला?
Strong statements have been issued by the chief ministers of both Karnataka and Maharashtra, as the Karnataka chief minister chaired a high-level meet with ministers and Council of Karnataka at his home office in Bengaluru regarding the border dispute between the two states. The Karnataka Chief Minister Bommai had earlier stated that the determination not to concede a single inch of land belonging to Karnataka. The Chief Minister is further expected to visit Delhi or to hold meet with the top brass. As Mehbooba Mufti is asked to vacate her quarters in Srinagar, the PDP chief hit out at the BJP over the Kashmir issue, stating that Kashmir was connected to India by the constitution and that no results would be seen regardless of the troops sent in Kashmir, further stating that India did not, and further stoking a controversy.
ये ख्याल है, ख्याल को आप जेल में नहीं डाल सकते हो, आप इंसान को जेल में डाल सकते हो। जब तक आप इस ख्याल का इलाज नहीं करोगे, जब तक आप मसला कश्मीर हल नहीं करोगे, तब तक आप कितनी भी फौजें यहाँ भेजो, उससे कुछ नहीं होने वाला।
And on to the big story we are tracking from Assam, getting in a lead in the Dibrugarh ragging incident, where we understand that 3 students have been detained by the police in the ragging incident. The victim, remember, Anand Sharma, is undergoing treatment at the hospital as we speak, but those are the visuals on your screens of the 3 accused who have been detained by the police. Himanta Biswa Sarma, of course, taking a stock late last night in a tweet that he had put out, saying that the ragging such as this will not be tolerated and that the accused will be brought to justice. And those are the visuals there of the victim who jumped from the 2-story building, tried to attempt suicide after he was allegedly ragged and harassed by the students. We have a lot of reactions coming in. First up, let's listen in to a reaction from the family of the victim who claims that even as the complaint was sent by the victim on 17th of November, no action was taken by the university officials.
मेरे बेटा जब से आया हुआ है ना, उसको तब से टॉर्चर कर रहे हैं, तो मैं लोग कंप्लेन भी दे दिया, उसका कोई सुनाई नहीं हुआ। वार्डन को बोला तो वार्डन हम लोग को ऊपर वाला का नंबर दिया, बोला ऊपर वाला से बात कीजिए। आज हम लोग 1 महीना पहले ऊपर वाला से भी बात किया, वो लोग बोला हम लोग डिसीजन ले रहे हैं। अभी क्या डिसीजन? हमारा लड़का तो अभी आईसीयू में भर्ती है, अब क्या डिसीजन होगा भैया? हमारा लड़का है ना एंट्रेंस एग्जाम देके थर्ड पोजीशन में आया है और मेरा कैपेसिटी नहीं है जब मैं बाहर पढ़ा सकती हूँ।
We have with her, the sister of Anand Sharma. आप क्या कहेंगे जो घटना घटी है डिब्रूगढ़ यूनिवर्सिटी में?
बहुत लज्जित घटना घटा है। इतना कंप्लेन 2 बार कंप्लेन देने के बावजूद भी ऐसा हुआ है। जब अथॉरिटी बोला कि तुम लोग कंप्लेन करो, तुम लोग का उंगली भी बाका नहीं कर सकेगा। अब आईसीयू में है, उन लोग क्या बोलेगा? इतना कुछ होने के बाद में कोई एक्शन नहीं लिया, अब उन लोग क्या कर रहे हैं बैठे बैठे?
आप क्या चाहेंगे? अभी क्या गुजारिश करेंगे? असम के मुख्यमंत्री ने भी ट्वीट किया है
सबको सजा मिले, सिर्फ उन लोगों को रेस्ट्रिकेट नहीं, सबको अच्छा सजा मिले। और इस सब जो अभी इतना टाइम से ये चीज बहुत टाइम से चल रहा है वहाँ पे, हम लोग को पता था कि यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा है, तब हम लोग यहाँ पे भेजा। अगर पहले दिन ही बता देता कि तुम लोग अपना बच्चा को यहाँ मत भेजो, तो हम लोग किसी को यहाँ पे नहीं भेजता। आज कितना बच्चा लोग वहाँ से छोड़ के चला गया, फिर भी कोई एक्शन नहीं ले रहा है।
आपको क्या जानकारी है? और भी बच्चे थे आनंद के साथ उस समय जो घटना?
और 3 बच्चा है, हम नाम बता रहे हैं उनका। उन तीनों को भी मारे, वो बच्चा लोग का पता नहीं कहाँ है, कुछ भी नहीं पता।
फिर आप जो बोल रहे हैं जो घटना घटी, किस तरह से आनंद को जम करना पड़ा? जो दूसरे तले से उन्होंने जम किया,
उसको सारे रात हॉस्टल क्लास करके रूम में जब जा रहा था हॉस्टल में, उसको हॉस्टल में घुसने नहीं दिया, उसको अपना रूम में ले गया। वो लोग ले जाके उसको खूब थप्पड़ मारा है, पूरा रात थप्पड़ मारा। वो बेहोश हो गया, बेहोश होकर 1-1.5 घंटा तक वो बेहोश ही था। फिर उसको चेता हुआ तो फिर उसको मारा है। फिर सुबह वो वार्डन को जब देखा ना, वार्डन को आवाज देने ले रहा था तो उसका गला गर्दन पकड़ लिया, इसको बोला मराई देता है। बोले वो अपना जान बचाने के लिए 3rd फ्लोर से जाप मार दिया।
It's very bad to hear that, but I think like students should be punished and in fact banned from the university to engage themselves in such a vicious cycle. So these were the same students who once over the years, couple of years back, stand out for the student in against ragging. So now seeing the same students, same hostel being engaging themselves in such a vicious activity, it's not good. It's not good. So sir, they are not only playing with one's mental health, they're also playing with the emotional, their family health, thus discouraging them, thus withdrawing themselves to have no other recourse but self-destruction. So sir, I think there's no way to condone it. The only way to stop this scourge is they have to be chastened, they have to be punished. Administration has to take severe steps in regards to this, otherwise no student is safe. No student is safe. As a girl, I'll be more unsafe to walk around. So sir, that is my take on this. Students have to be punished. There's no other option. To stop this scourge, we have to.
We have more students with us. How do you see? Because the incident is not the first incident that took place in the university campus, and now the university authority is telling that they are going to take stricter action against such incidents. So how do you see this?
जो भी विक्टिम है आनंद शर्मा, वो जिस तरह वो पूरी घटना का वर्णना किया है, तो उसमें जो भी कंप्लेन किया उसने पहले भी कंप्लेन किया हुआ है, तो उसका कोई ड्यू एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन भी हो, कोई भी स्टैंड नहीं लिया, तो इसलिए आज आनंद शर्मा जैसे स्टूडेंट को ऐसे ऐसे स्टेप लेना पड़ा। तो हम पूरी घटनाएं को निंदा करते हैं, और ये सिर्फ एक हॉस्टल का बात नहीं है, ये एक स्टूडेंट की लाइफ का बात है, लाइफ का सवाल है। तो इसमें हम पूरी घटनाएं का जांच चाहिए, और जो भी एक्यूज्ड है वो एक्यूज्ड का पूरी शास्ति होना चाहिए।
Right, we also have Anir Podar reporting live from Dibrugarh, the university in which the student on your screen was ragged. In fact, he was forced to commit suicide to a point. We'll go across to him as well, but what we understand so far, it was not just Anand Sharma, but there were several other students who were subjected to this ragging, and even as the issue was flagged to the university warden, no action was taken against the accused, which is why the victim was forced to take this extreme step. And roundup from across the globe after a 2-year hiatus due to COVID pandemic. Rio de Janeiro's gay pride gathered a multicolored sea of people alongside the beach. The theme of the 27th edition of the parade was Courage to be Happy, emphasizing the strength of the LGBTQ community. Thousands of people marched in Mexico's capital in show of support for President. The People's March marked 4 years in office for the leftist leader who led the march through central Mexico City, accompanied by music, singing, and a festive atmosphere. A bridge in Kherson, which was the main crossing point over Ukraine's Dnipro River in Kherson, was destroyed by the Russian troops earlier in November. As Kremlin forces withdrew from the city, the bridge can be seen far from recovery even now as days pass by. A landslide was reported during a funeral ceremony in Cameroon's capital on Sunday that has left at least 14 people dead. Dozens of others remain missing as rescue crews continue digging through the debris to find those missing. Rescuers continued with the search operation at the scene of massive landslide that was triggered by heavy rainfall on the southern Italian resort island. With rain continuing in the area, rescuers worked with small bulldozers to pick through 6 to 7 in search of the missing victims. Meanwhile, Pope Francis on Sunday said that he follows with concern the recent escalation of violence in Middle East and also spoke about the Italian resort island of Ischia after an enormous landslide tore through a part of town in the area. Cubans voted in municipal elections that was characterized by a lack of political party participation. For having candidates nominated by each neighborhood, the election cycle starts for Cuba, which will continue through the presidential elections of 2023. A widespread power outage was seen last night after a small plane crashed into power lines of Montgomery County. The plane crash resulted in electricity cutoff that affected over 9,000 homes and businesses. However, no one was injured. A vigil was held in Virginia for the 6 people who were killed by a Walmart supervisor who fatally shot 6 co-workers. Local religious leaders and politicians took turns to offer words of consolation, to offer their condolences to the deceased families. China successfully reignited a 130 metric ton heavy thrust liquid propellant engine which will be tasked with lifting the country's reusable carrier rockets now under development. A short break coming up. On the other side, raided TRS Minister Stokes Fresh Rao says no IT raids if KCR comes to power in 2024. Fight for Gujarat intensifies with only 2 days to go. BJP deploys top guns, Prime Minister Modi at the forefront.
झाके रे झाके झरोखे से झाके हैरत से आंखें अपनी सी दुनिया नई रंगी लागे ख्यालों की खिड़की से मन कूदे भागे झाके रे झाके झरोखे से झाके देख के दम है छोटे बड़े सारे झाके रे झाके हर कोई ताके तरक्की को टुक टुक हर कोई ताके झाके रे झाके
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही।
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Butler House encounter, Congress leaders had supported terrorists and even terrorism is a vote bank for the Congress.
आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए। देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा। आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस
Thanks for tuning in this Monday morning. We are live and breaking. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started with the top headlines.
कोई भूल नहीं सकता कि कैसे तब दिल्ली में बैठी कांग्रेस सरकार
Prime Minister makes national security number one issue as he campaigns in Gujarat, accuses Congress of going soft on terror.
एक बात चलती है, एक बार अगर झूठ बोलेंगे लोग सुन लेंगे, दो बार भी बोलेंगे तो भी सुन लेंगे। कितने बार झूठ बोलेंगे? झूठ पर झूठ, ये झूठों के सरदार है।
Prime Minister says, I know poverty, have lived it, but Congress politics on. Kharge calls Prime Minister sympathy seeker. Alleged case of ragging in Dibrugarh University, 3 accused nabbed in the case. Raided TRS Minister stokes fresh row, says no IT raids if KCR comes to power in 2024. Shraddha murder probe, Biden's killer Aftab's polygraph test gets underway. The fight for Gujarat intensifies with only 2 days to go. BJP deploys top guns, Prime Minister Modi at the forefront. And starting with news break coming in from Karnataka, where Congress has landed itself in Vande Mataram controversy. A video that has surfaced in which Siddaramaiah can be heard saying in this video that there is no need to sing Vande Mataram. So Siddaramaiah there saying that there is no need to sing Vande Mataram, and with this Congress landing itself in this Vande Mataram controversy. In fact, we are given to understand that he refused to start the event with Vande Mataram song, and questions now are rising as to why did Congress leader say that there is no need to sing Vande Mataram. We have Rhythm also joining us. Rhythm, that's another controversy that the Congress has landed itself into. This time it's Siddaramaiah who's clearly heard saying that there is no need to sing Vande Mataram.
Absolutely, and absolutely ridiculous that once again the Congress Samiksha in a scoop when they say no need to sing Vande Mataram. Now, as these words are coming from the Congress, they will have to explain this new controversy. Just recently, we saw the Veer Savarkar remark that was made by Rahul Gandhi, and now we are seeing Siddaramaiah saying that there is no need to sing Vande Mataram. What context was this said in, and how it was said will have to be explained by Siddaramaiah. Let me also try and go across to guests. We are patching on the phone line. Prajwal is live from Bengaluru. Prajwal, this controversy, new controversy where Siddaramaiah says, do not sing Vande Mataram. What's the reason for this?
This was on account of the Constitution Day celebrations, which was being held at the KPCC office on Queen's Road. And over there is a discussion among the leaders. We have also seen the KPCC president, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, is also present. So initially, there is a conversation stating that let's make sure that we sing the Vande Mataram, and let's also go on and recite the preamble of the Constitution. At which Siddaramaiah suddenly intervenes and states that no need to sing Vande Mataram. But later D.K. Shivkumar says let's finish all the speeches, and after about 10 to 15 seconds, Siddaramaiah again reacts stating that let's sing Vande Mataram, but only after all the speeches and the reciting of the preamble of the Constitution is done, and let's not create a controversy, stating that Siddaramaiah has gone on to state let's not sing the Vande Mataram. And after the preamble is recited and after all the speeches have been given, the Congress continues to sing the Vande Mataram. So it was in this particular context that Siddaramaiah has stated that let's not sing Vande Mataram immediately, but after a gap of around 10 to 15 seconds, he goes on and clarifies that it will be sung after the recital of the preamble of the Constitution.
Okay, Prajwal, I also want you to translate for us. We're going to play out D.K. Shivakumar bite and what he said, after which I'll ask you to kindly translate this for us.
ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟು ನೀವು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೇಡ ಫಸ್ಟು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಬಲ್ ಓದಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಮಾಡಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತಾಡ ಬರೀ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತ್ರ ಚಂದ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ
Kumar also there. I don't think they understand the significance of the Vande Mataram and why it's so popular. And Prajwal, before I come across to you, viewers, remember that this was so popular during the freedom struggle. The British government was even planning to ban it. We also remember it was the name of Lala Lajpat Rai's publication. It was inscribed in the flag Bikaji Kama raised in Germany. It was also present in the books. At such a time, Prajwal, when the Congress chooses to forget this, what is D.K. Shivakumar also saying there when Siddaramaiah makes a shocking statement, no need to sing Vande Mataram?
Siddaramaiah, in fact, the KPCC president D.K. Shivkumar also has gone on to state that we will sing the Vande Mataram. The KPCC president has clearly mentioned we will sing the Vande Mataram. Let's finish with the recital of the recital of the preamble of the Constitution, and then let's go across and make sure that we will sing the Vande Mataram. After which Siddaramaiah says no need for Vande Mataram, and again D.K. Shivkumar comes in stating that let's finish the welcome speech and the recital of the preamble. After which again Siddaramaiah comes here and then he realizes what he has done. Suddenly that realization comes into Siddaramaiah, and then he says that don't quote me saying that I did not want the Vande Mataram. I have only gone on to state that we will sing the Vande Mataram after the speeches and the recital of the preamble is done, is what he goes on and quickly clarifies here.
Shocking that this happened, Prajwal, because this is our Indian national song. I remember in 1950 when this was coming out. I also want to go across to Malvika Avinash, who's joining us on the phone line. How are you looking at this statement? Because we all remember, Malvika Avinash, the kind of respect that the first president of India, Rajendra Prasad, has also said has to be given to our Indian national song. It has to be treated with the respect of our national anthem. And today, once again, the Congress insensitive to patriotic fervor that is seen in all Indians.
See, I don't know what Jodo Rahul Gandhi has set out to do. It is only Todo, and typically as if to, add to that, Siddaramaiah has gone on and shown disrespect to Vande Mataram. This is basically what Siddaramaiah himself is. He is anti-Hindu, and he also feels that, nationalism is now only for BJP and not for them. And therefore he has spoken so. This is no surprise really coming from Siddaramaiah. I don't expect any better of him.
Yes, and Malavika, we also remember that this is coming on the back heels of another controversy that was taken on earlier by Rahul Gandhi when he tried to disrespect our leader Veer Savarkar. Today it's Siddaramaiah talking about the Vande Mataram. Do they realize that Indians value their Indian national song as much as their national anthem?
No, really, the grand old party needs to rethink and think of what their leaders are speaking. They claim to be the ones who fought for the freedom of this country. And today they are disrespecting Vande Mataram and Veer Savarkar and so on. That's why I said, I don't know what Bharat Jodo it is. It is more Bharat Todo. Because they seem to have no respect for this nation or its national symbols or its national leaders or its national songs.
Yes, this time I completely agree with you, Malavika Avinash, because former Karnataka Chief Minister seems to have forgotten when he hesitated to sing Vande Mataram what our leaders need to believe and respect and speak about. Viewers on this channel, we are showing you the pictures of that place where DK Shivakumar is also there, and Siddaramaiah decided on whether they should start the briefing by reading the preamble or by singing Vande Mataram. Someone suggested to Siddaramaiah to sing Vande Mataram, but the former Chief Minister said there is no need for Vande Mataram. Prajwal's shocking behavior here, where the former Chief Minister forgets that this is our Indian national song, how it came about, how the British feared it, and today so casually, so insensitively, he brushes it aside and says no, Vande Mataram would not be sung.
Absolutely, because he'll also need to understand that he's the leader of opposition. He's in a position of power. He's in a position of responsibility, and many people will go on and look up to him. But such careless statement was completely not needed by the Congress, and this is quite controversial. And the timing of it is also being questioned as to why was this particularly being stated then, and is this Siddaramaiah's mindset? The BJP have now gone on to lash out at him, stating that this is the inherent mindset of the Congress party. They have always been against the nation. They have always gone on and been anti-national, is what the BJP has hit out in a series of tweets by the BJP state cadres. And now the BJP is saying that Siddaramaiah should go out and tender an open apology in this regard, because it is definitely going out and sending a wrong message out, not only to the people here in Karnataka, but also to the entire nation as well. And irrespective of party lines, he will have to come on and give out an open apology, is what the BJP is now stating, and this has turned out to be a huge controversy now.
Absolutely. Let's once again listen into the bite that's coming in of DK Shivakumar on this entire Vande Mataram controversy.
ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದೇ ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೇಡ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಬಲ್ ಓದಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
Earlier what he's saying, but a larger question also remains that isn't the Congress has any other statement come out clarifying why he said don't read out the Vande Mataram, because it's extremely shocking. And are they doing this deliberately? Because is this a part of a strategy to ensure that they get noticed? Because, this is happening one too many a time with the Congress, whether it's Rahul Gandhi or whether it's Siddaramaiah.
Absolutely. Now there has been no sort of clarification which has been issued by the Congress, because in general they have stated that it has just come at the spur of the moment from Siddaramaiah, and later he's also gone on to issue a clarification, is what the Congress's defense is going on and claiming now. But also at the same point of time, they were saying, the BJP saying in the first instance, why did he even deny? Why didn't he even not accept to sing the Vande Mataram? Because the KPCC president has been insisting there. We can can clearly hear in that conversation that the KPCC President DK Shivkumar has stated, let's finish the welcome speech and let's go on to sing the Vande Mataram, to which DK Shivkumar, I beg your pardon, Siddaramaiah immediately says we don't need to sing the Vande Mataram. Then again DK Shivkumar has gone on to reiterate that we will finish the welcome speech, we'll finish with the preamble of the Constitution, and then let's sing Vande Mataram. After that, there has been around 10 seconds there, and then Siddaramaiah suddenly he goes on and realizes that he has gone on to issue a controversial statement. He realizes he's gone on to make a mistake there, and then he's gone on to issue a clarification saying that I have not said to sing the Vande Mataram. We'll finish this and later go on to sing the Vande Mataram, and let's not create a controversy.
All right, Prajwal, thank you for those updates. It's a top focus that we'll continue tracking through the day when once again the Congress tries to disrespect our national song, leaders, or other national anthem and other things. Let me first see what else is going to happen. We're going to come back to the story throughout the day. A look at some national news in brief now. Details of the kind of ragging that was carried out on Anand Sharma in the Dibrugarh University, with the raggers allegedly going to the point of attempting Anand's murder under a state of intoxication, leading to him jumping from the second floor of his hostel to save his life. At least 10 students, and Anand is reported to have mentioned in his complaint to the warden, ragged him and tortured him mentally and physically over his caste and community, after later having threatened Anand against filing a police complaint. At least 3 other students are reported to have been ragged along with him. The Delhi police are reported to have recovered Shraddha's finger ring, with the item further identified by Shraddha's father. The police are also reported to have taken bloodstain samples found on cupboards kept in Aftab's rented house in Chhatarpur. The police are reported to continue Aftab's polygraph test today, with the culprit in the Shraddha murder case reported to have admitted to having planned the murder beforehand. Sources in connection with the Shraddha murder investigation state Aftab is reportedly attempting to avert the polygraph test by not sleeping and not eating food so as not to be in a fit state to have the polygraph test carried out on him. AIM chief at a rally in Gujarat hit out at the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, stating the act, also supported by the Aam Aadmi Party, was the reason people like Khalid Saifi were in jail. Khalid Saifi, remember, was arrested following riots in Delhi in 2020. Stern statements have been issued by chief ministers of both Karnataka and Maharashtra, as Karnataka chief minister chairs a high-level meeting with ministers and council at Karnataka at his home office in Bengaluru regarding the border dispute between the two states. Karnataka chief minister Bommai had earlier stated the determination not to concede a single inch of land belonging to Karnataka. The Karnataka chief minister further expected to visit Delhi over the matter. And as Mehbooba Mufti is asked to vacate her quarters in Srinagar, the PDP chief hit out at the BJP over the Kashmir issue, stating Kashmir was connected to India via the constitution. No results would be seen regardless of the troops sent in Kashmir, further stating India did not belong to the BJP. And coming up after a short break, in Shraddha murder probe widens, Killer Aftab's polygraph test gets underway. And the fight for Gujarat intensifies. With only 2 days to go, BJP deploys top guns. Prime Minister Modi in the forefront.
Here's a look at what else is making news this morning. In a scathing attack on the Congress ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that terrorism was at its peak during the Congress party's rule.
आतंकियों को पकड़ते थे, उन पर कार्रवाई करते थे, लेकिन साथियों, कोई भूल नहीं सकता कि कैसे तब दिल्ली में बैठी कांग्रेस सरकार आतंकियों को छुड़ाने में अपनी पूरी ताकत लगा देती थी।
Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही।
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Butler House encounter, Congress leaders had supported terrorists and even terrorism is a vote bank for the Congress.
आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए। देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंक।
Now there's yet another chilling crime in Delhi. The crime branch of the Delhi police has solved the murder of human body parts found in East Delhi. The dead body of a man living in Pandav Nagar was cut, kept in the fridge every day in a house, after which the pieces of the dead body were thrown daily in different parts and areas of Pandav Nagar and East Delhi. A boy and a girl together executed this dreadful crime and incident of murder where the man has been chopped into pieces, frozen, and then his body is disposed of. Both the boy and the girl used to cut the dead body into pieces and keep it hidden in the fridge and then throw it in the Pandav Nagar area. As we are speaking of this spine-chilling crime in the national capital, there is some CCTV footage that the Delhi Police Crime Branch has been looking at. We're trying to get a sense of who they were and whether they were actually related. But yet another shocker. It's like Shraddha, like rerun in the national capital again. Let me first go across to the on-air footage of the CCTV that the Delhi Police Crime Branch has accessed. A woman is there along with a man arrested by the crime branch in Delhi's Pandav Nagar. This is for murder. They've chopped the body of the man, kept it in several pieces, and used to dispose of the body in different areas of Delhi. Shocker coming from the national capital. And let me also tell you that the footage on the screen very, very clear, where we can see a woman has been arrested along with a man. More visuals coming in that we are putting out on our screen, viewers, where the murder could have taken place, the fridge where the body was chopped off and kept. But the CCTV footage accessed by the Delhi Police Crime Branch that have now arrested the woman and the man clearly showing some act that was taking place by them, because they chopped off the body in several pieces. They kept it in the refrigerator. They used to dispose of pieces in nearby grounds, is what the Delhi Police Crime Branch has said. Shraddha-like rerun in the national capital, another spine-chilling crime, and details of it are coming that they had executed this dreadful murder together, where they cut the dead body into pieces and kept it hidden in the fridge and concealed it. We're also going to be tracking other top focus. Raided TRS Minister Stokes Fresh Rao says no IT raids if KCR comes to power in 2024. And the fight for Gujarat intensifies with only 2 days to go. BJP deploys top guns. Prime Minister Modi in the forefront.
A major accident occurred when a part of a foot overbridge collapsed in Balasha railway station in Maharashtra's Chandrapur. Many passengers fell from the bridge on the track from a height of 60 feet. About 20 passengers were injured and were taken to hospital. Ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi is likely to address rallies in Kutch's Anjar, Jamnagar and Bhavnagar. The Forensic Science Laboratory in Rohini has said that the remaining sessions of the polygraph test on Aftab Amin Poonawala, accused of brutally killing his live-in partner Shraddha will be conducted today. Here's a look at what else is making news this morning. In a scathing attack on the Congress ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that terrorism was at its peak during the Congress party's rule.
आतंकियों को पकड़ते थे, उन पर कार्रवाई करते थे, लेकिन साथियों, कोई भूल नहीं सकता कि कैसे तब दिल्ली में बैठी कांग्रेस सरकार आतंकियों को छुड़ाने में अपनी पूरी ताकत लगा देती थी.
Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही.
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Butler House encounter, Congress leaders had
in sports across the world. Spanish fans both celebrate after their teams drew in the World Cup match. Germany forward Niklas Füllkrug ensured the match ended 1-1 with a late equalizer. The Germans still need to win their last group match to have a chance of advancing to the knockout. Germany will next face Costa Rica. They trained on Sunday as they were gearing up for Tuesday's must-win World Cup clash with Iran, while a controversy over the doctrine of the Iranian flag on the US Soccer Federation social media platform threatened to overshadow the game. Felix Auger-Aliassime gave Canada an invincible 2-0 lead against Australia in Malaga on Sunday, advancing his country to its first Davis Cup Finals victory by defeating Alex de Minaur, the world number 6, both of the singles and doubles matches to guarantee Canada's spot in the championship match, followed that up with a resounding victory over de Minaur. Reigning Asia Youth Champion Ravina showcased splendid tenacity to emerge victorious in her finals bout and added another gold to India's total medal tally of 11 at the IBA Youth Men and Women's World Boxing Championship 2022 in La Nucia, Spain. The BCCI announced they have entered into the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest crowd attendance during a T20 match. This milestone was achieved during the final match of the Indian Premium League 2022 between Gujarat Titans and Rajasthan Royals at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. India and Australia featured in yet another high-octave encounter at the Mate Stadium, Adelaide, where the Sunday audience was treated to some blistering goals by both the teams. It was the home side who eventually came out on top with a 7-4 victory in a match that saw Eddie Ockenden complete 400 international caps for Australia. This win comes at the back of their 5-4 win in the first match on Saturday, thus taking a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series as per a press release from Hockey India. And coming up after a short break, Prime Minister makes national security #1 issue as he campaigns in Gujarat, accuses Congress of going soft on terror. And Prime Minister says, I know poverty, have lived it, but Congress politics on Kharge calls Prime Minister sympathy seeker. Much more after a short break. Stay on with us.
Addressing a public meeting in Khera, Prime Minister Modi has said that Gujarat had long been a target of terrorism. The people of Gujarat were killed in explosions in Surat and Ahmedabad while the Congress was at the centre.
हम कहते रहे कि आतंक को टारगेट करो, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सरकार आतंक को नहीं, मोदी को टारगेट करने में लगी रही।
Prime Minister Modi, during his address, said that during the Batla House encounter, Congress leaders had supported terrorists and even terrorism is a vote bank for the Congress.
आतंकियों के हौसले बढ़ते गए। देश के हर बड़े शहर में आतंकवाद सिर चढ़कर बोलने लगा। आप याद करिए, दिल्ली में जब बाटला हाउस एनकाउंटर हुआ तो कांग्रेस के नेता आतंकियों के समर्थन में रोने लगे, रोने।
A major accident occurred when a part of a foot overbridge collapsed in Balasha railway station in Maharashtra's Chandrapur. Many passengers fell from the bridge on the track from a height of 60 feet. About 20 passengers were injured and were taken to hospital. Ahead of the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi is likely to address rallies in Kutch's Anjar, Jamnagar and Bhavnagar. The Forensic Science Laboratory in Rohini has said that the remaining sessions of the polygraph test on Aftab Amin Poonawala, accused of brutally killing his live-in partner Shraddha, will be conducted today. Ahead of the Rajasthan Assembly elections, the state BJP chief Satish Punia has announced that the BJP will start the Jan Akrosh Yatra in the state from the 1st of December. In the last push in Gujarat, Prime Minister Modi gives the Congress party a reality check on terror with the Batla comment. The Congress party makes the Prime Minister the target with personal attacks. Will it backfire in Gujarat? Prime Minister Modi is in battleground Gujarat as the BJP fields all top leaders days before polls. Another Shraddha-like murder is reported in Delhi. Wife and son kill a man, chop his body and store it in the fridge. Video embarrasses the Congress party. The top leader Siddaramaiah is saying no to Vande Mataram and then doing a rethink. China implodes, rebellion across the country over COVID-19 record surge, riots and violence break out. Good afternoon. You're watching live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Now, in what is being seen as a repeat of the Shraddha murder case, the crime branch of the Delhi police have arrested two people in connection with the murder of a man from the Pandav Nagar area of East Delhi. Two people, including a mother and a son, have been arrested by the police in this particular case. We're given to understand that the mother and the son allegedly killed this man and then chopped his body off and stored it in the refrigerator. So another case very similar to the Shraddha Walkar murder case coming to light. Harsha is reporting on this. She joins us live from New Delhi. Harsha, good afternoon. Give us more details of what the police is saying in this particular case. We're given to understand that two people have been placed under arrest.
Exactly, Nupur. As we remember that a few weeks back, when police was searching the pieces and the skull of Shraddha, at that time, human flesh was found in the sewer of Pandav Nagar. After the FSL report, after that, the body pieces were sent for the FSL. And when the Pandav Nagar police officials cracked the CCTV, along with the crime branch, it was found that it is a completely different case, but similar like the Shraddha. The two wife and son has been arrested. The human flesh has been identified of the male Anjan Das, who was brutally killed by his wife and son named Poonam and Deepak. A few months back in Pandav Nagar area they reside. They chopped the pieces of the man in several pieces, kept it in the fridge and then disposed the pieces gradually day by day at night time after 2 o'clock. They went to the place near Pandav Nagar cinema. In the ground they buried the pieces of the male identified Anjan Das, and after cracking the CCTV footages, seeing the CCTV footages in the Pandav Nagar area near the cinema, it has been seen that a son and
आपस में पति पत्नी में?
हाँ, पति पत्नी में हुई।
किस बात को लेकर लड़ाई?
ये नहीं पता जी किस बात को लेकर लड़ाई थी हमें। मैं इनसे ज्यादा मतलब नहीं रखता, ना बात करता था।
फिर भी कुछ तो मालूम चला होगा आपको?
नहीं जी, बिल्कुल नहीं।
नीचे नहीं आते थे वो लोग?
नहीं
हरदम पैक रहते थे?
हम नहीं आते, ड्यूटी करता था, बकायदा जाता था वो।
अंजन दास से आपकी कभी बात हुई?
मेरी कोई बात नहीं अंजन दास से।
उनकी वाइफ से कभी?
नहीं हम नहीं, बच्चों से किसी से कोई मतलब नहीं। अपना काम धंधा करते थे वो लोग, हम मस्त, वो अपने मस्त।
देखिए जो नीचे यहाँ पे रहते हैं, जो ग्राउंड फ्लोर में रहते हैं, उनका साफ तौर पे कहना है।
All right, so the latest that we are getting right now is the fact that 2 people have been arrested by the crime branch of the Delhi police in this particular case. It appears that this is something very similar to the Shraddha murder case. The woman and her son allegedly killed the husband over flawed relations between the two.
देखने वाली बात होगी, क्योंकि जो आसपास के लोग हैं ये बता रहे हैं कि उनकी एक बेटी और पत्नी और बेटे को पुलिस क्राइम ब्रांच के जो लोग आए थे वो गिरफ्तार करके लेके गए, लेकिन ये कहना मुश्किल है कि दूसरी बेटी को लेके गए हैं कि नहीं लेके गए, क्योंकि आसपास के लोग भी अपने घर में थे जब क्राइम ब्रांच की टीम आई। तो कहीं ना कहीं जिसने देखा वो केवल बताने के लिए यहाँ पे राजी है, लेकिन और लोग तो अभी बताने से भी बच रहे हैं। लेकिन हम आपको एक बार तस्वीर बिल्कुल जिस तरीके से ये पूरा मामला आया आप समझ सकती हैं। जब श्रद्धा का मामला निकल करके सामने आया तो पांडव नगर के जो इलाके में ये शव फेंके गए थे, ये टुकड़े फेंके गए थे, उसकी भी बात काफ़ी निकल करके सामने आई। जब पुलिस ने जांच की, आसपास के लोगों से जानने की कोशिश की और साथ ही कई सीसीटीवी फुटेज खंगाले गए, तब ये मालूम चला कि इस तरह के से घटनाक्रम को अंजाम किसी पति पत्नी ने अंजाम दिया है। साथ में अपने वीडियो को मैं बोलूँगा कि 360 एंगल में वो तस्वीरें दिखाए, उस घर को भी दिखाए जिस घर में इस घटनाक्रम को अंजाम दिया है एक पत्नी ने और एक बेटे ने। तो कहीं ना कहीं आप समझ सकते हैं कि जिस तरीके से ये घटनाक्रम को अंजाम दिया है, और उसके बाद लगातार जो पुलिस थी वो तफ्तीश कर रही थी, क्योंकि पांडव नगर के जंगलों में ये शव के टुकड़े मिले थे और पहले तो श्रद्धा मर्डर केस से इसको जोड़ा जा रहा था, लेकिन जब तफ्तीश की गई, जब जांचा गया, तब ये निकल करके सामने आया कि कहीं ना कहीं ये दूसरा मर्डर केस है, ये मिस्ट्री मर्डर केस है। उसी को सुलझाते हुए पुलिस इस त्रिलोकपुरी के इस घर तक पहुंची और उसके बाद जब घर वालों से बातचीत की और साथ ही जब परिवारजनों से बातचीत की तो ये बातें निकल करके सामने आई। मैं अपने विजय को बोलूंगा कि वो फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे चले और उस घर को दिखाए जिस घर में ये रहा करते थे। आप देख सकते हैं कि ये फर्स्ट फ्लोर का वो घर है। मैं अपने विजय को बोलूंगा कि वो मेरे पीछे पीछे आए और उस घर को वो दिखाए जिस घर में जो अंजन दास थे वो रहा करते थे अपने पत्नी और अपने बच्चों के साथ। यहाँ हम फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे पहुंच गए हैं और यहाँ पे आप देख लिए, यहाँ पे ये पूरा घर है। अंजन दास जी का घर कौन सा है? अच्छा, आप तो पड़ोसी हैं उनकी, और क्या लड़ाई कभी आपस में कभी लड़ाई हुआ था?
सर मेरा आदमी तो मर गया, मैं किसी से कोई मतलब नहीं, मैं कपड़े सिलती रहती बेचती रहती, बस सुबह निकल जाती मैं 10 बजे करीब, अपना पेट भरने के लिए रोटी ले आती। मेरे कोई बच्चे रोटी नहीं देते मुझे, देखो मैं ऐसे ही खाती।
नहीं, मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ, क्या आपने कभी लड़ाई की आवाजें सुनी? कभी आपने
24 घंटे तो इनका दरवाजा बंद रहता है, ये किसी से ना राम राम करती ना दुआ करती हैं, और गरीब आदमी हमलों से तो वैसे भी नफरत करती हैं। इसीलिए सर हम तो
आपने कभी आवाजें नहीं सुनी इनकी लड़ाई?
नहीं बात करते इनसे, हम अपनी गरीबी में मस्त है, समझ लो सर क्या करूं, गरीब की सुनेगा।
कितने लोग रहते थे यहाँ?
इनकी 2 लड़की थी, 1 लड़का, और वही आदमी क्या नाम है उसका कुछ पता? हाँ, और वही इसकी पूनम। इसमें सर हम आवाज उठा नहीं सकते, ये घर भी
बिल्कुल आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे जो पड़ोसी हैं वो भी बच रहे हैं किसी भी बात को बताने से, और साफ तौर पे उनका कहना है कि वो अंदर सेपरेट रहा करते थे, जो परिवार था वो किसी से यहाँ पे बातचीत नहीं करता था, हरदम गेट बंद। वो देखिए ये गेट वही गेट है जिसमें अंजन दास का ये घर है और अंजन दास का ये गेट है, और यहीं पे पूरा परिवार रहा करता था अपने पत्नी और 3 बच्चों के साथ। वो अंजन दास यहाँ पे रहा करते थे और आपस में बताया जा रहा है कि किसी दूसरी महिला के साथ संबंध को लेकर के कई बार लड़ाई हुई, जो कि आसपास के लोग ये बता रहे हैं कि इनकी लड़ाई होती थी। एक बार पीसीआर भी आ चुकी है और पीसीआर आने के बाद दोनों की लड़ाई को शांत करवाया गया, लेकिन जिसके बाद आप देख सकते हैं कि कई महीनों के बाद ये खुलासा होता है कि अंजन दास अब हमारे बीच में नहीं रहे। अंजन दास को उनके ही पत्नी और उनके ही लड़के ने हत्या कर करके उनकी बॉडी पार्ट्स को पांडव नगर के जंगल में फेंक आए। तो कहीं ना कहीं लगातार पुलिस तफ्तीश कर रही थी और तफ्तीश में ये निकल के सामने आया कि ये तिल्लोकपुरी का ये इलाका है जहां पर ये घटनाक्रम को अंजाम उन्हीं के परिवार वालों ने दिया है। अब थोड़ी देर में दिल्ली पुलिस प्रेस वार्ता भी करने वाली है। जी
All right, so that's the latest that we are getting in this murder case that has been reported from the Pandav Nagar area of New Delhi. We are learning that 2 people have been arrested in this case by the Delhi police. We are, of course, awaiting more details to come in. I think Harsha has more information on what the police have so far investigated. Harsha, take us through the latest that you're getting.
Exactly, Nupur, we have got to know that Crime Branch is going to do a press conference at 1 p.m. and all the details regarding when this entire incident happened and the FSL report which has cleared that the victim is Anjan Das when he was killed because he survived by his 2 daughters also. Apart from the son and wife, there are 2 daughters also. They have also been taken by the Crime Branch. They are also in the custody of Crime Branch. But intactly, how many people are involved apart from son and wife is yet to be known when the Crime Branch will do the press conference. But the fridge, the crime scene where the entire dead body, the pieces of the body which was chopped was stored in fridge. That fridge is still at the crime spot in the house, and police is going to seal that fridge.
Right. Stay with us, Harsha. We're also going to cut across to Vivek, who has more information.
जंगल में फेंके थे और इसी खोज में दिल्ली पुलिस अलग अलग जंगलों की तलाश कर रही थी, अलग अलग जंगलों में उस बॉडी पार्ट्स को खोजने का काम कर रही थी। उन्हीं जंगलों में से एक पांडव नगर का ये जंगल है, तिल्लोकपुरी से सटा हुआ ये पांडव नगर का वो जंगल है और साफ तौर पे वहां पे कुछ बॉडी पार्ट्स मिले। जब पुलिस ने ये जानने की कोशिश की क्या ये बॉडी पार्ट्स श्रद्धा के हैं या फिर किसी और के, तो पुलिस को अपनी तफ्तीश में ये पाया गया कि ये किसी और के बॉडी पार्ट्स है और पुलिस ने उस पूरे मामले को देखते हुए कई सीसीटीवी फुटेज और खंगालने के बाद जब यहां पे स्थानीय लोगों से पूछताछ की तो कहीं ना कहीं पुलिस को एक बड़े यहां पे घटनाक्रम को जो अंजाम एक पत्नी ने एक बेटे ने दिया था उस मामले का खुलासा हुआ। मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूंगा, ये वही घर है, यहां पे अंजन दास रहा करते थे। अंजन दास अपने 3 बच्चों के साथ अपने पत्नी के साथ रहा करते थे, लेकिन बताया जा रहा है कि कुछ दिन पहले भी
All right, our reporters, of course, trying to bring you the latest on this. Now, there seems to be an uncanny resemblance to the Shraddha Walkar murder case, and it is during the course of that investigation that the police seem to have stumbled upon this murder case as well. Now, the police say they have arrested at least 2 people, a wife and a son in this case. Harsha has more details. She joins us live right now. Harsha, tell us more in terms of how... All right. Harsha, I'm going to come back to you in just a bit, but I think we're going to cut across to Vivek Shukla, who is bringing us more details.
अंजन दास के दोनों पैर मिलते हैं। अंजन दास के दोनों पैर इन्हीं जगहों पर मिलते हैं। रात को माँ बेटे दोनों आते थे, शव के जो टुकड़े किए गए थे एक एक करके इन टुकड़ों को फेंका जाता था और उसके बाद उसको ठिकाने लगाया जाता था। पुलिस को ये शव के टुकड़े मिले थे और पुलिस ने इसी आधार पर जांच पड़ताल शुरू की थी, क्राइम ब्रांच ने। उसके बाद अब ये मामला खुलकर सामने आया कि किस तरह से अंजन दास की निर्मम हत्या की गई, उसके बाद शव के टुकड़े किए गए और टुकड़ों को इसी ग्राउंड में रात के अंधेरे में फेंका गया। वो सीसीटीवी फुटेज भी हम जो लोगों को दिखा रहे हैं उसमें देख देख सकते हैं किस तरह से दोनों माँ बेटे पूनम और दीपक यहाँ पर आते थे और अंजन दास के शव के टुकड़े फेंका करते थे। आधा धड़ यहीं मिला था और जो सिर है शव का वो यहीं अंजन दास का यहीं मिला था। अब इस पूरे मामले को लेकर पुलिस जांच पड़ताल जो की उसके बाद जो खुलासा हुआ वो चौंका देने वाला है। कैसे अवैध संबंध के शक में कैसे जो है तमाम मामले लगातार बढ़ते गए और उसके बाद जो है माँ बेटे ने मिलकर एक व्यक्ति की हत्या कर दी। अपने आप में चौंकाने वाला मामला है। पुलिस इस पूरे मामले को लेकर खुलासा कर चुकी है। प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस भी 1 बजे होने वाली है, लेकिन सवाल इस बात को लेकर है कि क्या रिश्ते इतने कमजोर हो गए, क्या रिश्ते इतने कमजोर हो गए, चाहे वो प्रेम का हो, चाहे वो जो है पति पत्नी का हो या फिर पिता पुत्र का हो। जिस तरह से इस पूरे मामले को लेकर खुलासा हुआ है अपने आप में चौंका देने वाला मामला है। यही वो ग्राउंड है रात के अंधेरे में जो सीसीटीवी फुटेज आप देख रहे होंगे। देखिए ये रोड दिखाइए जरा सीपी सिंह साहब कि ये जो पूरा रोड है ये चलता है, लेकिन जो रात को यहाँ पर सन्नाटा रहता था और उसी सन्नाटे के फायदे उठाते हुए दोनों माँ बेटे यहाँ से एंटर होते थे और इसी ग्राउंड में अंजन दास के शव के टुकड़े फेंका करते थे।
All right, so this is the general area in which some body parts have been found, and it was in the course of the Shraddha murder case investigation that the police actually found these body parts in the Pandav Nagar area, and they of course linked this back to another murder case which has now been investigated by the Delhi police. We are given to understand that a person by the name of Anjan Das was allegedly murdered by his wife and son. The police say that the murder took place over an extramarital affair that the man was having, and over this course of about 6 months, the woman and her son essentially dismembered his body and disposed of the body parts in the nearby area. The police, of course, stumbled upon these body parts when they were essentially looking for the dismembered remains of Shraddha Walkar. And thereafter, an investigation has led to the uncovering of a new murder case in New Delhi.
यहीं रहती थी?
हाँ।
दोनों अपने घर में नहीं रहती, यहीं रहती थी?
यहीं रहती है।
ऐसा क्यों?
अब ये सर घर की बात है, तो क्या बोल सकते हैं। मैं अकेली हो रहा तो कोई मुझे को मार दे आके, क्या फायदा। मैं डरती हूँ, इसलिए मैं क्या मतलब नहीं है मेरे को, कोई मेरा सहारा नहीं। आप लोग के सहारे में रोटी खाती हूँ।
नहीं, मैं ये जानने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, जैसे आप बता रहे थे कि तलाक
बात ही नहीं करती थी, दरवाजा 24 घंटे बंद। मेरा